Yeah.
Let's get started here, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome to week. Well, the Eagles had a bye last week, so we just completed week 15. Flying high with the birds, Philadelphia Eagles talk. I am Eddie Munster. With me today, the newlywed, Will Sealy. Will, how's your blood pressure doing?
Not good. It's not good.
We're going to talk about
driving me crazy anymore.
we're going to talk about that in a minute. Will has a drink with him. We talked about this issue for the last 5 hours, which is a great thing for me as far as I'm concerned. And also with us, the Armenian Hammer, Vahe.
Hi guys, how's everybody?
Everybody's good here, and the Jimmy, the podcast chaplain, is running a little bit late. He will be here shortly. Need to drop someone off, and then he'll be in. So, all right, let's get it started. Eagles beat the Washington football team 27-17 to go to 7-7. They win 4 of their last 5 games. They really should have won their last 5. They should have beaten the Giants. Jalen Hurts was 20 for 26, 296 yards, 2 rushing TDs, which gives him 11 for the season. And believe it or not, this guy's only 3 away from the record, which is held by Cam Newton. As a team, they run again for over 175 yards for the 5th straight week, something that I don't think has ever been done by this team. Miles Sanders runs for 131 of those yards, his second game over 100 yards. Some big games by guys that we haven't heard much from. Greg Ward, Jalen Reagor, both had good games. And as far as I'm concerned, he's still a bum. Fletcher Cox finally comes up fairly big with a good game. The O-line, again, played a very big part in the run game with Landon Dickerson out due to COVID, and Sua Opeta really played well in his place. Now looking forward to next week, Coach Sirianni now is in the COVID protocol. He may or may not be on the sideline this week. The defense, I'll say this about defense. They give up less than 20 points for the second consecutive game, but we know that we're going to have questions about that and the way that the players are put in position the last 2 games. And here's the really big stat here. Jason Kelce and Big Play Slay selected to the Pro Bowl, and Jalen Hurts selected as an alternate quarterback. So, well, what do you think? What do you think about that Pro Bowl selection?
Look, it's disgraceful. It is disgraceful, and you guys have been killing me all day, and I can't take it anymore. And you're bringing up stats that, he's 2 away from the record of Cam Newton. What the hell has Cam Newton ever won in this league, or anybody on that list? Nothing.
He went to the Super Bowl.
And he was also the MVP one year.
But he didn't win it. I'm going to read you the Super Bowls of the last 20 years. Trent Dilfer, Tom Brady, Brad Johnson, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson, Nick Foles, and Patrick Mahomes. None of them run the ball. They pass the ball. They sit in the pocket. They make reads. They throw the ball, and they throw the ball well. Jalen Hurts, I actually was, I was excited. He had a decent game this week against scrubs, 19 inactives. He didn't play anybody. They had Kendall Fuller out. They had their starting safety out. There was no Chase Young. But, whatever. He made, a little bit of strides. And then Vahe had to message me today and throw me through a loop saying that he's a freaking alternative to the Pro Bowl. This is so disrespectful to real good quarterbacks in this league. Since October 31st, 2 months, he's thrown 4 touchdowns in 6 games. He's got 14 touchdowns with 9 interceptions for only 2,700 yards. That's bottom half of the league, more than bottom half of the league. Who's got better? The guy that we should have played, Tyler Heineke, who has more yards and more touchdowns. And we're still – how is this guy an alternative to the Pro Bowl? This makes no sense at all. He's the 26th ranked quarterback overall. He's 23 in passing yards. He's tied for 22nd in touchdowns, tied for 13th in interceptions, and he's the 21st in QBR. What the hell is this? I'm driving me crazy. This is your fault, Vahe. for putting me through this mess. I'm losing my mind.
All right, Vahe, why don't you counter that just slightly?
Hold on.
Yeah, he's not done. He's not done.
I got a little more.
All
I had
right.
to go back at all his games that we've actually won. Falcons, they stink. Panthers, we played Sam Darnold. He's horrible. And in that game, he only threw for 198 yards with 0 interceptions. I mean, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Then we played the Lions, who didn't have a win all year. Then we played the Broncos. Bridgewater he's average, but they're inactives. They were missing Patrick Surtain. They were missing their defensive tackle, their starting defensive tackle, and their starting linebacker. Then we played the Saints with their backup QB, Simeon, and no Kamara. And then we just went against 15 inactives for Washington, and we're like, oh, this guy's the franchise quarterback. Come on. Are you guys serious? Like, you guys really think, like, if you sit there and actually look at the rest of the league, look at quarterbacks that win Super Bowls, do you look at Jalen Hurts and really think that this guy is the future, let alone he should be in the Pro Bowl?
All right, that was Vahe. That was 7 solid minutes of blabbering. So
if that's going to help
I'm gonna take another drink.
I'm all for it. Well, the thing is that you're comparing him to quarterbacks who have been in the league for a long time. And that's not really fair, because the thing is that the only way you compare Jalen Hurts to other kids who basically is either a rookie or the second year. And I give you an example, like Justin Fields. And he was like supposed to be like a really this stud quarterback. And I'm watching him. If he wasn't in the top 10, I wouldn't even think that he's like really good quarterback. Same thing, the other guy from Jets, Wilson, from BYU. I mean, he looks horrible. And this was like the second best quarterback. How about the first overall pick? How is he doing? So the thing is that it's not fair for him to compare to the other quarterbacks who won the Super Bowl. You have to compare him with the other kids are either rookies or second year. And to be honest with you, given what he has, he's done a very good job. And to be honest with you, in the beginning when he was failing, it's partly his fault, but it's Sirianni's fault, because Sirianni's job is to put kids in a position for them to succeed. He finally realized that the way this system has to work is based on running. And once they start running, they start winning. And that's what the whole thing is about. You put your quarterback in a situation to see whether he can succeed. It was on Sirianni. He was a rookie. I mean, he played a couple of games last year, but he was a rookie. Look at the other ones. This year, the only one who's doing well is Mac Jones at the Patriots. And that's
agreed.
Belichick is a Hall of Fame, the best of the best. He realizes what he has to do to make sure that the kids succeed. Everybody else is just basically struggling. And I got the news for you. Everybody's talking about Kyler Murray. I tell you, he's not going to win a Super Bowl at all. He's too short, and there's no way he's going to win Super Bowl in this league. And everybody's beginning of the season, they said Arizona's going to go to Super Bowl. It's not going to happen. This is the second year in a row. They hype him up, and he's not going anywhere. And probably it's going to be first round, maximum a second round, and they're going to be out. That's what your base that you have to use to compare Jalen Hurts to. Is he a superstar? No. But is he a good quarterback? Yeah. Given the circumstances, he's doing a good job. What else do you need from him? That's the whole thing. Who else is going to be in this situation with limited staff that you have to be able to do better than what he's doing? Look at Carson Wentz. Man, the guy is cooked. That's it. He's done. I mean, that guy's not going anywhere. And lucky for Howie, he got a first-round pick out of him. Because if you watched that game last week, I mean, even the coaching staff, they realize this guy doesn't have anything left. Just keep running the ball. If you take Taylor, the running back, out of the game, they would have lost that game because he has nothing left.
Go ahead. I agree with you on the Kyler Murray. He's never going to win a Super Bowl because he is too short.
He's too short.
Jalen Hurts is too small too. And all those other quarterbacks that got drafted to crap teams like the Jets or the Bears, you can bring them here and they can hand the ball off, and we would be just as effective on the ground as we are now, because that's what we do best. We have a great offensive line. And
did you see the last touchdown? Was it Greg Ward, the last touchdown that he threw in?
Yeah.
I mean, that was an amazing throw. I mean,
it was an
amazing catch too. It was on both ends. But
yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Let me just say something. You know what this tells me? Overall, I think there's very average quarterback play around the NFL today. I mean, how many quarterbacks are really going like playing above the level that they can really play or deserving of Pro Bowl selection? But I do agree that I probably would not have voted him in as an alternate. But I do think that I'll tell you, he's a very talented guy. And Will, when I broke that game down today, and I even admitted it to you, even though I really like Hurts in the long run, he still needs time to work on getting off of his. He just seems to be still a little bit too focused on his primary receiver. And I think with time he can do better. But he started to also get plays where he was able to look off of a the primary guy and throw to a secondary receiver.
Yeah,
And wait a minute,
Yeah.
and here's the other thing. The other thing is he hit multiple receivers. And I know that some of that is Sirianni's play calling. His play calling was really good. He had a lot of different schemes. He had a lot of different personnel packages. He did some 21 personnel. He did some pistol formation, which you don't see in a lot of games. But as a result of that, and also maybe the maturity of Hurts, he looks like he's starting to hit a few more receivers now. Rager had a good game. Greg Ward had a couple nice catches. Quez Watkins had a couple catches, and then the other two guys that do all the work, the tight end and Devontae Smith. So I think that he is maturing. I think he still needs some. I think he just needs some more time to just look over the field and look past his, really read his progressions better. That's what he should work on in the offseason. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's got a nice throw. I think he's also got nice touch. I think everything is there for him to be a great quarterback. But, Will, I'm going to say this. Part of the reason why he was selected, unfortunately, is because he's a dual threat quarterback and running is part of the game.
Look, listen.
One of the things that I've noticed guys.
Go ahead.
One of the things I noticed this game is, I don't know whether because of his ankle or because of Gardner Minshew, is that he wasn't just taking off after the first read. He was staying in a pocket, he looking around and see if there's a second guy or the third guy's open. And he was hardly running from the get-go. And I don't know whether because of his ankle or because he saw and realized that basically is that you don't have to take off, like 2 seconds after you don't see the first read covered. And that was a very big development for him. And I hope it stays that way. It doesn't go back to what he was doing before.
Look, I don't have anything bad to say about him, beating, 15 inactives from Washington who probably wouldn't even have been able to beat the Jets. But him just being selected into the Pro Bowl, I just can't wrap my head around it. When, he's a dual threat quarterback, but Matt Stafford threw for 35 touchdowns and 10 interceptions for over 4,100 yards. That's more than double than Jalen Hurts, and he's not selected. It just makes no sense. I just don't get it. I can't wrap my head around it.
Well, we're going to need to move on a little bit because this is not the Jalen Hurts podcast.
Yeah.
It's the Philadelphia. It's flying high with the birds. Philadelphia Eagles talk. Well, let's talk about the offense in general. The offensive line is just unbelievable. Vahe, speak a little bit about the offensive line and that running game and what it has really done with this team.
Oh, that's the game changer. All that 7 wins that they have, it's thanks to the offensive line, because if it wasn't the offensive line in the running game, there won't be 7 wins there. I mean, there's no way Jalen Hurts by himself can throw his way into winning the games. One thing I was getting upset at the beginning is that it was Miles Sanders' show and there was no Jordan Howard. And at the end, they start putting him back in and they start burning some of the clock. But I was getting frustrated because it was just Miles Sanders and not Jordan Howard.
But I think that Howard probably still wasn't exactly 100%. This is his first game back.
But he still was running well.
He did. I'll say that.
And I thought maybe basically is that they have 2 stud running backs and 2 different styles. And if I was Sirianni, what I will do is that I will keep both of them in so that you can confuse the defense, not knowing which way they're going to go, because their styles are different and they can both do things that basically move the chains. And I was kind of frustrated at the beginning why they weren't playing Howard and we're just only Miles Sanders. And that was my only thing. And then he start putting him back in, and then everything started working, But
I didn't have a problem with that. I thought that the distribution was still pretty good. Even, I mean, you think about this. Sanders is the bell cow on that team. And when he's healthy, he's number one. He's running back number one. I don't know how many carries Howard had. I don't have it here, but I think he had enough carries, especially
towards the end. It was towards the end when they was burning the
Well,
clock.
that's when he's really going to be effective, when the defensive line's tired from being on the field and you keep pounding him in there in the fourth quarter. So
Howard
I thought
had 15 carries for 69 yards.
that's plenty of carries, in my opinion. And I'll tell you something. Let's just talk about Sirianni for a second. That was probably the best play calling game that he has had this year, because he had multiple different personnel on the field. The one play I loved was Hurts' second touchdown run, where they actually had 4 receivers lined up on the right-hand side. They had the ball like on the 1.5 yard line, and on the left-hand side, Devontae Smith is kind of lined up as a tight end next to Mulata. So the Redskins really couldn't stack the line of scrimmage because they thought it was going to be something going out to the right. And here it was a quarterback sneak. Great play call. And some of the ones that they had 21 personnel, both Howard and Sanders gained a lot of yards on those plays. But then again, he had 2 weeks to prepare. Maybe he threw a little bit more into this game. I don't know, but I don't know. I'll go with you, Will, on this. Do you get the feeling that Sirianni's really starting to, see the game better from a play calling perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the growth that Sirianni's had this entire season, because there's been a lot of adversity, and he's really, came and rang the bell. Like he's improving. He's shown me a lot that he can adapt. And I mean, at the beginning of the season, after the first couple of weeks, I wanted him out of here. Now, I think he might be a good coach. I really do.
Yeah.
Say the players, they really like him, because the thing is that for some reason he really connects with the players, and that especially the young players. So I think that's very, very important moving forward. So that he's learning too. I mean, it's a learning process. I mean, and then probably Howie and Jeffrey, they knew what they were getting into coming in. So this is basically the practice year. But coming back to the offense, can you imagine if they had a Justin Jefferson on the other side to Smith? I mean, that would Devontae Smith. It would have been like, and plus you have Goddard in the middle, and then you have Howard and the Sanders. Wow, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad to see that Reagor had a couple of nice plays. You could see that he's got that breakaway ability, and he does have good hands. Like when the ball's thrown up high, he's very good at high pointing a ball, and I think he's good at 50-50 balls also. And when he has a little bit of space to run, and hopefully they can get more plays for him, I think he'll get better. So he was able to get some good yardage on the passes that he did get yesterday. So, but still, I mean, real quick on this offensive line, it seems like all the linemen are able to run down the field now, and they're all feeding off of Kelsey. Kelsey is the reason why this is happening. I mean, he moves down the field. In fact, remember the one time I think Sanders didn't follow his block, and you could see that he kind of grabbed Sanders, like pointed to him, like, follow my block. Don't make your own move, when he was going around the side the one time. So the offensive line, and Suo-Opeta had a hell of a game, and Herbig played really good on the right side. Well, think about this. The Eagles now are without their first string and second string left and right guard. And they're doing it with third string guards right now. Well, that was yesterday because Dickerson didn't play. But they are playing with backups at the guards right now. So guys that probably will be starting, that could be starting for any team down the road.
Dickerson's supposed to be back this week, right?
Yeah, he's out of the protocol. I think. Oh, he will be out of the protocol, I think, before
What's
this
the deal
game.
with the Brooks?
I don't know. I mean,
that was supposed to be like a minor thing, right?
And they were supposed to have more information after the bye week. And when they asked after the bye week, they had there was nothing to say on it. So something's fishy. Something's going on. He's played 2 games in 2 years. I don't know what his contract is, but it's a monstrous contract that he signed after 18, I think. So, but then again, do they really need him at this point? Well, they could have used him, but the guys that they're putting in there are just really doing a good job. I'll tell you, you asked me for a most valuable person on this team, and I can't think of his name, the offensive line coach. That guy isn't.
Sutherland? Was it Sutherland? So Stoutland?
Stoutland.
Yeah.
Stoutland should be given a gold medal for what he has done with these guys. Everybody he puts in is playing above and beyond the call of duty.
I believe he's had a Pro Bowl lineman, I think, every year for the last 8 or 9 years.
It's a testament to him.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. Real quick, we haven't talked much about the defense. They were down 10-0. And actually what really worried me was when the Eagles had a 17-10 lead and Washington drove down and scored a touchdown to make it 17-14 at that point. 17? No, I'm sorry. They made it 21-17. No, I'm confused. They were down 10-0. Then they scored a touchdown. It was 20-17. It was 20-17 when they scored that touchdown in the third quarter. Well, I don't know about you, but do you feel like maybe, Gannon was kind of taking his foot off the pedal of the gas and didn't go after this quarterback enough, especially in the second half?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm still not sold on Gannon. I mean, there's no reason that Washington should have even scored 17 points with what they had out there, especially picking up a quarterback the Friday before the game. But it seems like, he started getting aggressive for a few weeks and, everything was working good. The defense is looking good. And then we start playing easier and easier teams. And it looks like he took his foot off the gas, and we're not blitzing as much. We're not stunting as much. And we're kind of just, playing in zone. So I really don't know what his deal is. I don't know. I'm not sold on him.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. I just think he's too passive. That's what they say on a lot of the other podcasts. That's the best word for it. He's coaching too passively, it just seems like, and there were some times that they blitzed, but the blitzes that they didn't work. So I think it was the situation. Maybe wasn't right for the scheme that was particularly that he called, like in a particular play.
Yeah, but you saw it in the beginning of the year. He was almost coaching scared. And, passive is the best word for it that you just used, because it looks like, he's just afraid to make a mistake coaching. So he's not coaching probably with his brain. He's coaching with his, his feelings, which is, he's scared to make a mistake or look bad as a coach.
Yeah. Now, Vahe, do you get the feeling that Sweat and Hargrave are like suddenly not showing up?
Yeah, they got paid. They got paid, and that's it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether this is a scheme or what. I mean, the thing is that, again, I mean, like Will said, I mean, I'm not sold on Gannon, and I don't know what he's doing. And it's always back to the issue with, as a coach, you have to put them in a situation for them to succeed. And right now they're facing third and string quarterbacks, and even then it's scary. I mean, this guy was off the street, right? And then at the beginning grew like an NFL quarterback, and then it's like, basically, come on, are you serious? And it goes back to Gannon. He has the players. There's a lot of money on the defense. I mean, there's more money on the defensive side than there's on the offensive side.
Yeah,
and they're not, playing their roles. So is it the players? Is it Howie paying the wrong people, or is the coaching not putting them in the situation for them to succeed? I'm more on the Gannon part. I mean, the guy's he's not up to the job.
It's not a secret. We haven't played anybody good.
Exactly.
No, not in the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, we really haven't, and I mean, especially we haven't played against a good quarterback since the Los Angeles Chargers game. Yeah. And Herbert's.
Have we even played a team starting quarterback in the last 2 months?
Well, the last one was the Giants quarterback. I mean, and that's a game that they
We
definitely
did play
should have
good.
won anyway.
If you put Patrick Mahomes there, he will slice and dice like there's no tomorrow.
No, I agree 100%.
That's the sad part about it. They're not up to the job.
Yeah, let me step back real quick and do our commercial for Kitchen World, and then we'll just go on to next week's game. Is your kitchen or bathroom outdated or serious need of repair? Since 1987, Kitchen World offers the latest in custom, semi-custom, and even stock cabinetry. Our designers offer the absolute best in custom design right down to the exquisite molding details. That's Kitchen World, with showrooms in South Jersey, Philadelphia, Bucks, and Montgomery counties. Call Burton to set up an appointment at 267-228-9875 or check us out at kitchen-worldinc.com. Okay, this coming Sunday, the 4-10 New York Giants. Now, I will say that if the Eagles beat the Giants a couple weeks ago, this could possibly be a trap game. I'll let you guys come in. In fact, the podcast chaplain's here, so we'll have him answer this question first.
What's up, boys?
Yo.
Jimmy,
Well,
so we're
How
on.
you doing, Reverend?
I'll tell you what.
I'll
tell you what. Well, listen.
For the Jalen Hurts news.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
You're
Wait,
gonna
all
have
right.
to watch this podcast.
We're okay. I'll tell you what. In all fairness, we're gonna let Jimmy answer the question about the news that Jalen Hurts was voted as an alternate to the Pro Bowl. Take it away.
I was like, well, I was shocked. I read that text. I thought you were joking with me. I thought you were playing with me, but I will give him a lot of props. He played a great game on Tuesday night. He's the new Tuesday night quarterback, right?
Best Tuesday night quarterback in Eagles history.
Yeah. I got to give him credit, man. Came back, won the game. Run the ball, right?
Yeah.
Jimmy, we took the stand for about 7 solid minutes. And with the glass of wine that he got, wine that he bought in Jamaica, to let him spew his issues here. So we heard quite a bit. But real quick, let's go to the Giants. Jimmy, I'll start with you. Do you see this as a trap game?
I certainly hope not. I like them this week. I do. I think the Giants are terrible. I think they're in full tank mode, and I'm looking for a victory on Sunday. But I'm still not sold on this team. I'm not sold on the Eagles, but it's exciting to have meaningful games going down the stretch. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, I agree 100%.
I just can't. I can't figure this team out. I can't.
I'll tell you what. I think they're going to. This is my opinion. I think they're going to manhandle the Giants, and then we're going to get what's his name, the guy we had on the other week, and I'll have a picture of the Eagles' victory formation behind Tejal. Well, yeah, we'll have the Eagles' victory formation on when we talk to him next week. But they cannot have, and they can't afford to lose really any of these games. I think if they don't win all 3, they definitely are going to need serious help, because Minnesota right now is still ahead of them for that last playoff spot. And I know that I think they got Green Bay still left.
Yep, they have Green Bay, and I think they have Arizona too.
Yeah, Arizona, but Arizona's not playing good right now. Detroit just manhandled them the other day,
That could have been a trap game.
Yeah, no, I agree. But what do you guys think about this game Sunday? Do you think it's really not a trap game, or
the line is -9.5? Yeah, be more bigger line than that, especially the Eagles. So
is Jones quarterbacking this week, or are they going with Glennon or Jake Fromm?
I think Jones is out.
Jones is back. Okay.
I think he's out.
Yeah,
he's out still.
Yeah, I think he's out for the year.
Yeah,
he is. Oh, okay.
The Giants don't do anything.
Yeah. Now, if Jake Fromm is the quarterback, Gannon's got to be smart enough to make life difficult for him. He is not. I don't think he's even played in this league yet. He was on the practice squad for Buffalo. He didn't play at all last year as a rookie. So I mean, they gotta. Gannon's really got to come after him this week if that's going to be who the quarterback is. He can't play passively or coach passively. So, that's all I think. But listen, I got a question for you. We asked this question before. Who is, in your opinion, is the best team in the NFL right now?
I still think the Rams. I've
Uh,
said the Rams from the beginning of the
playing
year,
well,
and I'm
too.
sticking with them.
Kansas City is playing well too now. lately.
Yeah, they are.
NFL changes week to week. That's what's so great about it. Everybody thought Kansas City was done after week 5, and look at them now. They look like, they're right back at it as the best team in the league.
They're the number 1 seed in the AFC.
It's going to be exciting these next final 3 weeks, and then the playoffs is going to be real exciting.
Yeah, no, it really is. I agree 100%. But Jimmy, I agree with you 100% that, like, when I watched that game last night, I still am a little bit confused. Like, they should have put their foot on Washington's throat yesterday, and I think they really should have won this game by like 3 touchdowns, and they didn't. And it just seems like they're making it tough for teams. But it also to me seems like when the Eagles play anybody, that the team they play is beat up afterwards because they're very physical, especially on offense when they run the ball. So, I like where they're going here. I really got a fuzzy feeling about this. I just feel like they could win these last 3 games and be 10-7 and go into the playoffs, like, feeling strong. You know what else I wanted to tell you? I noticed when I watched the replay of the game, Kevon Wallace almost blocked 2 punts. And he did block 1 punt, I think, earlier in the season. He's becoming a special teams, the real special teams guy on this team. And I think he will be the starting safety for this team next year. So a lot of things have changed. I think that we're looking at a completely different team. We didn't know what the identity of this team was until a couple of weeks ago. Now it's obvious what it is. And I think that, I hate to say this, but, Jalen Hurts' running ability is Jalen Hurts' running ability is great for this offensive line. I mean,
We have been playing absolutely no one for over 2 months now. Absolutely no one. And it's a shame because we're not going to play anybody this week. We're going against another backup quarterback. Then we're going to play Washington again, who knows, they're going to be out a bunch of their quarterbacks or whatever. And then we're going to play Dallas, and they're probably not even going to, play anybody because they're going to be in the playoffs. It's a shame because then we're going to go through another offseason where we have no clue what we have. And, it's fine, though, because we have 3 draft picks. Let's just go all defense. I don't even care about the quarterback because let's build a team. And then when all the pieces are around, we'll go and get a quarterback just like Tampa Bay did. So, but yeah, I don't know. We haven't played a single good team since like week 6 or 7.
Yeah, I agree.
If you look at the offense, I mean, you have like the offensive line is basically stud, right?
They're amazing.
Right? So you have Devontae Smith, he's a gamer. You have the Goddard, he's a gamer, right? You have Sanders and you have Jordan. All you're missing is probably another stud wide receiver or maybe another tight end. So if you get another stud wide receiver, whether through free agency or through the draft, you're done with the offense. You should, obviously quarterback is an issue, but I don't know whether you want to spend 3 first-round picks on a quarterback because I don't know who else is available out there to trade for. And to be honest with you, short of being Rodgers, I don't know if anybody else is worth 3 first-round picks. I think Wilson is done too.
Yeah, no, I think use all the draft picks to just build around the team. And it was actually weird. I heard something on the radio the other day. I can't remember who said it, but he said, going into next year, a lot like the Ravens have had trouble signing free agent wide receivers, and what's his name, Marquise Brown wanted out of there because they don't throw the ball. I hope that's not the same situation in Philly because we're just a run dominant team and we're not throwing the ball. That it's going to be tougher for us to land, like a bigger free agent, like a wide receiver free agent.
I agree with you, Will. You and I were talking on Saturday night, like we were just saying, like, who have we played? Like, we ran into the Saints when they had no players. I mean, the Giants are a really bad team. Same with the Redskins had nobody really.
But that's not true. The Saints, when we played,
The Saints were the
was
number
the only
one
one
ranked
missing.
defense.
They had the defense. Was
Yeah,
the
They
best.
were missing one starter.
They're
on
missing,
defense.
they're missing a bunch of
Three
players
starters.
for that week. They were bad. Kamara was out.
No. I'm talking about the defense. They ran all over their defense.
Yeah.
So, no, I
Me
thought.
and Will, the two young ones. We don't know what we're talking about, right? Will?
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't
Yeah,
know what
I
we're
know.
talking about. I just
Right.
watch games
Right.
and get frustrated.
right. The young ones always pick against the
I
Eagles.
can't figure the team out. I really can't. Like, I can't.
Well, maybe we're like you said, Jimmy. It's going to be real exciting because you got all conference games that we're ending with, and this is going to tell, the way it's going to be. And I think that Dallas game at the end is going to be key for Dallas too, because Dallas is like they're also fighting for that number one
Yeah,
seed.
they could be fighting for the 1 seed, right?
Yeah, they could be because it seems like nobody wants to be the 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
All right, listen, we've been on for a while, and especially Will, like the 25 minutes that he talked, 22 of it was about Jalen Hurts. So why don't we go on to, you know what? We did not pick winners in the Washington Eagles game. I forgot to ask him.
You won.
No, I won the Dallas game the week before, but we didn't pick the Washington Philly game this week.
Oh,
We did-
yeah.
We did not pick that game. So let's just go over these predictions from when we picked Dallas versus Washington 2 weeks ago. Dallas won that game. What was the score? 27 to
Yeah,
27.
they won double digits.
No, they didn't. It was like 27 to 20, I thought.
Oh, it might have been. Yeah, it might have been something. They came back.
Yeah, I think it was 27 to 20, but here are the predictions.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Jimmy and Will, losers because they both picked Washington. Vahe picked Dallas 27 to 10. I picked Dallas 20 to 17.
You're closer with the differential.
Looks like looks like Will, the guy that hates Hurts, is in last place right now. So Jimmy's got 5. Vahe has 3. I have 2. Will has the newlywed has 1. And let's go with predictions for this week's game. I won last week, so I'm first. I say the Eagles are gonna win 31 to 10.
I think.
Vahe?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game, especially on the Eagles side. Probably it's going to be, I would say, 30 to 17.
Eagles, okay.
Yeah.
Will?
I got the Eagles because we're playing Jake Fromm. Like, it's unbelievable. I've never seen this ever in a year that we've played against so many backup quarterbacks. I'm taking the Eagles. I'll go 23-17.
23-17. All right, Jimmy.
I'm going to go Eagles 27-13.
27-13.
No way you can go Giants, right? Will?
No.
Well,
My luck, I'm picking the Giants. I'm picking the Eagles. The Giants are going to win.
Eagles are going to win
Giants
31. Eagles are going to win 31 to 10, and Hurts is going to throw for 4 touchdowns and 100 yards rushing.
You're going to tell me he's going to throw for more touchdowns than he's thrown for the last 2 months?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Any last minute thoughts here?
Yeah, I
Anything-
hope San Francisco loses tonight.
Who?
San Francisco.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, they're in the hunt. That's right. I
Another
forgot
team.
about. That's
You
the
need
other
them.
team. It's
Yeah,
Minnesota
you
and the
need them
Niners.
and Vikings to lose.
Yeah.
Lately, they've been winning. That's the bad part for the Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. So, okay, I guess we'll wrap this up. I'm going to give a special shout out every week to somebody that listens to our podcast. This week, it's going to be Victor from, I can't remember where I think he's in Virginia or Texas. I can't remember. But Victor, this is for you this week. I know you were at the Eagles game the other day, and I know you love our podcast and want to know how we're doing. So thanks so much for tuning in. And that'll be it for this week's edition of Flying High with the Birds, Philadelphia Eagles Talk.
Yeah.